Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Welcome to Tuesday, the second day of April. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show on RiverBender.com. We got a great one for you today. We're going to be talking to Cort Wahle, getting the latest from Alton Family Martial Arts and Fitness. And then at around 10:10, we're going to be talking to Tony Allen, and we're going to get the latest from that really cool solar eclipse party. He sent me an email, kind of leads into my first part of the little open that I do each day, is he sent me an email and said, man, so many people have reached out. The Skyview Drive-In's excited about this, so we're going to get an update and see how much, awareness we were able to generate, number one, but number two, how many people are going to stop on into Litchfield and all the sights and sounds that come with that day. That happens right around 10:10. Then we're going to be talking about a really cool mental health wellness festival and fair that's coming up down the pipeline in just a couple of days. That conversation happens at 10:35. But, with that being said, Tony sent me this thing. I couldn't believe how many people responded, how many people liked it. I don't realize how many of you kind of watch the show, I guess, humbly saying that. Today, I decided I haven't run numbers in a long time, so let's go ahead and run our numbers. We are closing in on 500,000 views just through the second day of April. This is like amazing. We're going to double last year's view totals. I have no doubt about it because of all the great guests we have and all of you that are really interested to learn more about our local community and some really insightful national news conversations that are really great for us as well. So I'm just excited. A great day for CJ. I'm, just living it up. Great to see those numbers and puts a smile on my face. At 9:03, here's what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the River Bend. We will take you to Alton first. Stan Brandon is our content director, and he reports the following. Owner Evelyn Campbell and employees of My Just Desserts said goodbye to clients through the week and over the weekend. Campbell said the business had overwhelming support at the end of their tenure. Campbell also said someone is, quote, seriously interested, end quote, in the purchase of the business, and she is hoping that something can be worked out to continue the business. She also added the person who inquired wanted to keep the legendary My Just Desserts name. That's always a good sign. Evelyn took over ownership of My Just Desserts after her twin sister, Yvonne Campbell, died in a car crash in July of 2022 from injuries suffered in the car crash in Jamaica. Last week was very busy and well worth it, Evelyn said. A lot of people came to show support, and we are very thankful for that. We have a serious inquiry, and nothing is set in stone yet, but we hope it can continue. This could take a little bit more time, but we are hoping it can work out. Anna Badish, the person who started My Just Desserts, said the business has had a long history in Alton. Here's her quote. I worked with some really great and loyal employees. Thank you all. To our customers, say thank you, and I have enjoyed getting to know people from all over the country. Your friendships meant the world to me. Thank you, Liz Hyde, for your willingness to roll out pies for 30-plus years. And we will keep you updated if more developments from the potential acquisition of My Just Desserts continues. Also in the news out of Alton, Alton Works has taken a step to expand regional innovation with the appointment of Tech STL Executive Director Emily Hemingway to serve as the Executive Director of the Wedge Innovation Center. The Wedge is scheduled to open in November of this year. Hemingway, who has over 20 years of national experience in growing technology networks, will work with Alton Works to cultivate a vibrant ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship in Alton and beyond. She will be responsible for the strategic direction, operational excellence, and overall success of the Wedge, including leasing and sponsorship opportunities, business support services, innovative programming, mentorships, coaching and networking opportunities, and access to funding resources. She will build and maintain strong relationships with key stakeholders, including universities, investors, corporations, and government agencies. Adding Emily to the Wedge team is a real coup for Alton Works, said the Alton resident and Alton Works CEO, John Simmons. There are dozens of technology networks across the bi-state area. When the people within those networks collaborate for the betterment of the entire region, their impact magnifies opportunities for everyone. Emily will bring her expertise, networks, and know-how to Alton and Southern Illinois to assist us and helping us launch the many innovative programs we have planned to increase jobs, businesses, and opportunities to the people of Alton. Also in the news today, out of Alton, Dan Brannon reporting that Midwest Members Credit Union and the Crisis Food Center in Alton always do a large amount for the community, and on Saturday, the 30th of March, prior to Easter Sunday, the two partners again provided free hams and cheer to many area families. Here's what we know. Midwest Members and Crisis Food Center went 50-50 on the hams, and Crisis Food Center donated side items to go along with those hams. The drive-through only giveaway started at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and there was a line when it started that wrapped around more than a block back. It was a first-come, first-served basis for distribution while supplies were available. The Midwest Members Group turned out, and boy, did they ever, with a large group to distribute the hams. Derek Richardson, a Crisis Food Center board member and former MMCU board member, was also present with a broad smile as he handed out hams to those who made the trek through that long old line. The ham giveaway means a lot to Richardson, and it's one of his annual charitable giving efforts. Louis Bisionic is the president of CEO of Midwest Members Credit Union. My apologies. He said on Saturday, this is a wonderful event. We have about 90 hams this year, and we love doing it. And the staff shows up in force. Tiffany James organizes it and does a great job. This is the best turnout we have for any of our events, and this is for such a great cause. For the full gallery and slideshow, that's available on RiverBender.com/news. You just have to click on the article. Out of East Alton and Bethalto, Piston Aviation celebrated the opening of their second location at St. Louis Regional Airport. Piston Aviation, a flight school with a location in Creve Coeur, Missouri already, offers training to private pilots and sports pilots alike. Their new location in Bethalto will expand the flight school's reach and, they hope, draw in more students to learn how to fly. RiverBender.com was on hand for the great festivities on Saturday. And why don't we go ahead and take you to them now, right here on our daily show.
Today was our official ribbon cutting with the Bethalto Chamber of Commerce. The whole community has been very, very welcoming to us here. We're very excited about this location for our flight school. This is our second location, so it represents an expansion of our business. And the airport here at St. Louis Regional has been extremely excited to have us, been welcoming, very supportive of what we're trying to do here. Most of our students are private pilot students, so that's primary pilot. We do have several students that are looking to go on to get commercial ratings so they can fly in the airlines. So we'll take people through private pilot, instrument flight ratings, commercial time building, training them to be CFIs, that stands for Certified Flight Instructor, and we do have multi-engine partnerships. I really enjoy getting to support our students through their journey in their goals, and that's really what's the most amazing part about owning a flight school is getting to be a part of people's dreams.
It is exciting. We came in here a month ago, and this place had been a restaurant for 30 years, and I think for 25 of them, they didn't clean it. So it was in terrible condition, and we saw the vision. This building is a mid-century modern building built in 1957, and we decided to use the mid-century modern theme and design the place. And our vision became very huge, very fast, and we thought there's no way we could do it all. However, lots of people joined in, participated, and we'd worked many late hours and just kept going to make it excellent. So not only does the place look cool, but every aspect of it is designed to make the experience of being a student of aviation more efficient, more more powerful, to make the whole experience of learning to be a pilot wonderful. We expect it to be gigantic. We've had a ton of people stopping by, excited to have the school, and the location is so perfect because you see every flight from this building. We look right at the runway, right? To bring an awesome school experience to this community seems to be a great marriage. This community has been very supportive, and much the same way that we intend to support the students. So it seems like a good fit.
We are just really excited to show off kind of all of our hard work and renovations, and to get to know people in this community. We've worked really hard over in Missouri to get people on board, and for people to know us, and to have that happen here is going to be amazing. So we've already signed up, I think it's 4 or 6 students, and we're really, really excited to get everybody moving and start seeing our planes fly here at the airport. Looking ahead, we are already thinking about locations 3 and 4. This, though, we're hoping to make our destination flight school, so we're really looking forward to huge growth here. We're building 3 5,000 square foot hangars. This building's almost done, and we're just really, really excited.
The community here has been extremely supportive, more so than we've seen at our other locations, and we're excited to be part of it. We're excited to tie into the community, help support other local businesses, hopefully bring more traffic to the airport, and with that traffic, then supporting more local businesses here in the community, and that's the excitement of this whole thing. Is we're while we're training people to fly, we're also on an airport, so hopefully we attract some people from outside the area that can come in and see Bethalto for the first time.
For more information on Piston Aviation Flight School, go ahead and check them out online, flypiston.com, and their official Facebook page for more information about flight schools, including how to sign up for those lessons. That's flypiston.com. Also in the news today, out of Alton, Sydney Sinks reporting on the Hainer Public Library in a recent segment of our daily show. Mary Cordes, the executive director of Hainer, joined us to discuss and break down how to get a library card and the ways you can use your card to access resources across the state of Illinois. Here's what she explained, that Hainer belongs to the Illinois Heartland Library System. This is the largest consortium of libraries in North America. This means that with the Hainer Library Card, you can access any of the 227 public libraries that are in the state of Illinois. You can also check out or return materials at any of these libraries. We always joke, we all know Illinois has its problems, but we do libraries really, really well, Cordes laughed. You can actually use your public library card at any public library in the state, and then you can return things back and forth at each library. It's just a continuous returning and delivery of materials. It's really nice. You can also use your library card to access any of the free services that Hainer offers, from free movie streaming on Biblio Plus, which is ad-free, to arts and craft tutorials on Creative Bug and more. You simply need to enter your Hainer library card number to access these services. For more information about Hainer's online databases, you can visit hainerlibrary.org. But while there are a lot of benefits to having that card, Cordes said people are sometimes unsure whether they're eligible for a card or where they can get one. There are a few easy ways you can check to see if you're eligible for a Hainer Library card. If you don't pay taxes to the library district or service area, check to see which school district you pay taxes for. For example, if you pay taxes to the Edwardsville Community Unit School District number 7, you will utilize the Edwardsville Public Library. Most libraries charge a non-resident fee for people who live outside of their district. You can stop by your local library and find out more. Cordis encourages anyone who is unsure to come by Hainer or to call them at 618-462-0677. Cordis hopes to see more people in the library over the next month as Hainer's offering that Food for Fido amnesty program where you can return overdue library items and waive your fee by donating a pet food item, which Hainer plans to donate to the 5A's. You can visit HainerLibrary.org for more information today. At 9:15, one final bit of news for you this morning out of Carlinville. Multiple fire agencies battled a serious commercial blaze in Carlinville early on Sunday, March the 31st at 4 a.m., and the blaze reignited at 2:30 p.m. later in the day. A boil order for Carlinville has been in place since Sunday. The building was destroyed, but it was once a place where businesses stored equipment. The Carlinville Fire Chief, Jess McKee, called out departments from Staunton, Verdon, Girard, Litchfield, Bunker Hill, Northwestern, and more. And engines were available throughout the day from the agencies to extinguish the massive fire. Carlinville Public Works Director Dan Held said water main pressure dropped below 20 pounds per square inch due to the fire at the intersection of Wilson and University Streets. Water nearly ran out of the local tower because of the extensive use. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. There were several explosions and several businesses lost everything in this blaze. Chief McKee thanked the crews for their tremendous help and said it took 8 hours to put the fire out. He also saluted the community for bringing food and beverages out to the scene in typical Carlinville style. Let's take a look at weather at 9:17 and a little bit of change. It's 62 degrees and it feels like 64 out there. Today, a couple of morning showers and maybe even a thunderstorm. Otherwise, overcast and it will get windy out there and not as warm as yesterday. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy. And throughout the day, temperatures will reach 67 degrees. They'll drop down to 38 overnight. On Wednesday, a 92% chance of rain, but look out. Temperatures are not going to be warm Wednesday and Thursday. A high of just 46 on Wednesday, a low of 36. On Thursday, a high of 49, a low of 34. And on Friday, no rain in the forecast. Partly sunny skies, a high of 55, a low of 31. And on Saturday, a high of 60 and a low of 39. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back Rehab Recover and Return Home. Also, before we take a quick break, RP Lumber's got you covered. What do you mean, CJ? Great question. Thank you for asking. You know, with the temperatures warming up, so are the deals at RP Lumber, and this is perfect for all of you to start getting that yard looking ready. I'm in the process of it. Ethan Holmes, Home Outdoor Services, doing some great work for me as well. But listen up. Shop the entire month of April at RP Lumber, where you can save on a ton of great items like this. You know, 10% off all-in garden hoses, 15% off all-in stock Traeger wood pellet grills. What about saving $10 on those Boley yard tools, man? Those are nice. You never have to worry about a handle snapping off on you. And for anyone else that has one of those outlets, you know, you got to run all the way around your home just to make sure that you're able to plug it in and get things done. $60.99 for 100 feet of yellow extension cord, those yellow jacket extension cords that, man, those things are quality, and they'll last you quite some time. Also, you know, when you're getting that all-in garden hose, you got to have a place to store it. Don't get one of those junky plastic, you know, flimsy things that has the little wheel turner on it. It snaps off after the first use, and then all summer you're cursing yourself because you're cutting your hand because all you want to do is just reel your hose back in. Get a good one. Get the Landscapers Select Hose Reel Cart. This is originally $230, on sale now at RP Lumber for just $169. You're saving $60 off the top. Now, these prices are valid through the 30th of April, and you can find out more information by clicking on the Riverbender wallpaper or by going to RPLumber.com. That's RPLumber.com, and once you step in and get all of your spring outdoor stuff purchased, you just say, hey, CJ and Riverbender sent me your way. The time's 9:20, but let's take a look at downtown Alton before we talk to Cort here in a couple of minutes. Always good to see the heart of the 618 in all of its glory, and let's take a look at Skycam. A few raindrops still on the camera lens from yesterday, but those low overhanging clouds and some cars getting to where they need to be this morning in the heart of the 618. We'll come back with more of our daily show right after this on RiverBender.com.
Place to rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain. But I will remain. And I'll be back again and again and again.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back. Second day of April, rolling around the corner in downtown Alton. Cort Wahle in studio. See, I'm not like the ring announcer. I got it right, you know.
That was perfect.
Cort, how are we doing today, man?
Pretty well. How are you, man?
Hanging in there, you know. Fair to Midland, ready to go home already.
Already? Yeah.
But you're getting a haircut today. Life's looking great for you. You know, getting ready to lead some more classes this evening. How's everything been over at Alton Family Martial Arts and Fitness?
Other than exhausting, it's been amazing. You know, I really love to put my energy into it because it's fed back. We've been growing like crazy there.
Yeah.
We've got a huge team, and it's a lot to keep up with. But again, it's like a family. You're trying to keep up with, people.
Well, man, I was talking just with Adam and Adam Pipert and Steve and all those guys, and just seeing on Facebook the community really that you guys have over there is so. And I say it all the time. It's really special that a fitness community really is that tight knit, and you're promoting and showing love for everybody that comes to the doors. Is that the atmosphere even inside when we're starting to roll around and get a little nitty gritty out there?
Absolutely. More so.
Yeah.
I'd say because I'm very weird myself. You know? I like to be openly awkward, and we have all mixture of people there. And when you roll, that's the struggle we all share together. You know, we all kind of got to go through the deep waters, if you would.
That's really cool. I've never heard it like that. That's awesome.
That's the big thing I find, because it's a shared struggle. You know, we all deal with the same things in life, deal with all that stuff. But when we roll, we've all had our fair share of person that just beats the snot out of us. You know.
Yeah.
And it's just something we all share and get along with, and we all have similar goals, and it's a big mixture of people there. It's a lot of fun with all the oddballs we do have.
That's and too, I just got to learn how to start rolling with that damn government, because this tax bill was making me sad, Cort. I'm just going to be honest with you. You take that out on the mat every once in a while?
That's mainly the kids class thing. You know, I don't like to bully adults too much.
That's true.
I want them to be confident. You know, so I say it for the kids.
Well, take me through your classes, because I know that you see all walks of life coming through the door. And it seems like no matter what, if somebody, you know, maybe is out of shape and they want to use this as a tool to maybe motivate them, or picking up some really needed and crucial skills, take me through the individuals that walk through the doors never experiencing martial arts or, you know, any of this before. What are their experiences those first couple of minutes?
Well, it somewhat depends on the person, because whatever you're willing to do.
Right on.
You know, we want you comfortable, of course, before we make you uncomfortable.
True.
But I mean, I like to quickly do a quick talk to them, and it's up to them. If they come in, they could watch class, they could jump right in, as long as the waivers fill out and all that right away. But it's welcoming to all people that do come in. It's all smiley faces. As I said, we share that struggle. You see somebody, at first it might be a little intimidating, because you do see these guys get choked or armbarred. But as soon as you see that guy that gets choked or armbarred get up and smile and slap him, go again, you're kind of like, oh wait, maybe this isn't as bad.
You aren't in Kansas no more.
No,
you know?
not necessarily.
Well, and I wanted to ask you, because you hit something right on the head earlier, and that's just who you are personality-wise. You know, whenever I was, and I always tell the story, I do pro wrestling. It's not even anywhere close to the same thing you're doing. But, you know, there's always that vibe that, you know, when you're around an MMA, you know, individual, there's kind of like some intimidation factors there. With, you know, you and so many others in the MMA world now, it seems like the personality's really starting to show, and you're just your own person. You know, it's laughter, it's jovial. Is that kind of something that's newer in MMA, or is this something that I just am not familiar with? Because I love it.
In the gym, that's the norm.
Okay.
In honesty, majority of the true mixed martial artists, the true fighters I know, are the nerdiest people.
Really?
They're the nerdiest. They want to talk about anime.
I'll be damned.
That's all the top level pro fighters I know. That we want to talk about nerdy stuff. So yeah, it's goofy people majority of the time that are all about the MMA.
That's what's cool though, but it's just when your personality shows, I think that's what really helps captivate and keep people coming back, because it's welcoming for anyone at any beginner level or any type of experience level too. You know, it really is. Come in the door and let's get weird, you know, and let's figure out who we are as people while we're figuring out our techniques.
Yeah, sometimes figuring yourself out as a person takes a little longer than technique.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Have you learned a lot about yourself going through MMA?
Through martial arts, oh yeah, and it seems there's always something new to learn.
Okay.
You know, and there's always different instances, whether it's through the kids class or through how you deal with others, or you know, instances of life you do learn from teaching, from training, from all that. You know, there's and it's a lot of perspective. Obviously, you can't learn if you're going in with a closed mind, right? But if you are being yourself, embracing all these people, not only are you learning martial arts, but you do learn much about these people and different perceptions of life, if I could say.
Do you think that you've gotten better as a fighter while since you started becoming an instructor and really growing in that role?
I definitely, technique-wise and all that, skill-wise, yes, for sure. I've learned a lot about myself. Self-awareness comes with some downsides to it. You know, it's I'd say it's a double-edged sword.
It is, for sure, 100%.
Realizing as I'm older, as I had this last fight, adrenaline hits me super hard. When I was a kid, you know, fighting. I remember after fights, I'd be able to like immediately be calm and talk to my partner and be like, "Hey, man, thank you for the fight." After this, and after this last one, I was all wound up and screaming. It's just, it's different.
Yeah,
it's different, you know. But you learn many new lessons about yourself throughout. I mean, all these hardships.
That's why I think it's so beneficial, because the growth that you go through, it just seems like from an outsider looking in, is really immense, you know, through all of that.
For sure.
And before we take our first break, fill me in on some of the classes you teach for the folks that are interested for themselves, or maybe even their children that need to learn some valuable skills.
I teach a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that just from talking before.
I mean, I teach kickboxing on Mondays and Wednesdays. We got I teach jiu-jitsu as well for kids and adults. Kids on Tuesdays and Thursdays, adults almost every day for jiu-jitsu, and I teach MMA on Saturdays now as well.
Really cool.
And I do personal lessons, and I love martial arts, man. This is what I love to do, love to teach.
Man. And now here's my question. What's the best way for folks to gauge what would be of interest? Because sometimes, well, not sometimes, I'm sure a lot of the times, you have some folks that maybe have never been a part of anything like this before. And when you have all those selections, it's like, man, what should I try out? What's the best way is it just going in, kind of observing the class, seeing if that's what you're interested in? Or is it having a conversation to see what would be beneficial for them before they even walk through the door?
Conversation help a little bit, but
Okay.
I'm a big fan of, if it makes you uncomfortable, try it.
Yeah.
You know, you get a free week to try it all out anyways. And it's not just like, say if you're a musician, you know, watching a concert and performing, it's completely different.
Right.
As if you come in to watch, it's not going to be the same experience. Sure, it could be entertaining, but it's not the personal experience that you need to have, you know. So I recommend just really grabbing the bull by the horns and trying it out.
Well, and that's what I was curious about, too, because it seems like the last couple of years, and it's always been there, but we're starting to see more and more of the people doing the hesitancy thing where it's like, man, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should. And that's why I think that's one of the biggest lessons that you guys are really instilling in folks around here is to take those chances, you know,
Absolutely.
say yes to things and try it new. And if you don't like it, great, but at least try it and see if you do. You know, and that's what I think is so valuable about this is that you're getting people comfortable being uncomfortable again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot, like I said, the discomfort leads to growing. You know what I mean? Leads to you learning a lot about yourself when you don't have any sort of normal option out and you got to figure out your own. You know, again, it's a lot to learn from it.
What makes the gym environment over at Alton Family Martial Arts and Fitness different than any other gym that you've been around, really, in this type of setting?
In honesty, I'd say just my extra weirdness.
That's true, okay.
In totality,
Yeah.
you know, these other guys, the team
Yeah.
has picked up on my weirdness, and it goes back to the kids' class as well. One big thing I like about being weird is if I'm the weirdest one there, none of these kids,
They feel comfortable.
they have no worry about being weird, which I pay for it a lot of the time.
I bet.
You know, there's a
I
of
bet.
class
A lot of
interruptions.
honesty.
But again, it's them. They're finding that confidence in themselves. But I mean, I noticed it the other day, and it's taken me years to realize it. But I mean, some people feel bad about showing up late to class and all that stuff too. And we don't care too much. We're not militant. Whenever that person comes in, the whole class stops and screams their name out of excitement. They're like, ah, John's here, woohoo, you know what I mean? So I saw that going down, and it's pretty cool, in my opinion.
It really is because because it's an intimidating thing to get into, you know, sometimes.
absolutely.
And whenever you have that kind of atmosphere where it is a family, it makes it so much more easy to go in and say yes to this. And that's why I think you guys are doing just a great job and kicking ass. Do you have time to stick around?
Yeah.
9:32. I got to talk to you about your background a little bit and ask some neat questions about the fighting world. I've always been curious, and now I got a real fighter in front of me now.
I'm an open book, man. Send it away.
We'll find out after this at 9:32. A little bit of Change Our Daily Show hits you next on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Have a lot of fun, putting trouble on the run. Man, you find the old and young, twisting the night away. They're twisting, everybody's feeling great. They're twisting, they're twisting the night away.
9:35. Welcome back. Cort Wahle back in studio. I got to ask you a little bit about the fighting life here. How cutthroat is it getting into fighting weight? Because I have seen some of the wrestlers in my life, the real college wrestlers, and how intense that is. In the fighting world, is it just as intense to cut and make weight?
It really depends on how you do it. You
Okay.
know, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. There's also a how short notice did you take this fight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's easier to cut 20 pounds in 4 weeks than it is in 1.
Is it possible in a week to cut 20 pounds?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
See, that whole thing
Yeah.
fascinates me.
So a lot of it's a lot of water, obviously. So my last one I took the fight on 3 weeks' notice, I want to say. And normally I cut my between 15 to 20 the week of the fight. I didn't want to do that throughout the week this time because it does lead to a little bit of lethargicness in myself. So I was like, we'll try it out all in one day. And I was able to cut 18 pounds in the sauna this last time.
Wow.
Not just sauna. I apologize. So before we do the sauna, the night before weigh-ins, what we do is, I shouldn't say we, not everybody does this. You can get rubbing alcohol and Epsom salts. And you put it in a bath as hot as you could take it. And you get in that bath for a while. You get out, sweat a little, get back in. And when the heat's gone, you get out, dry off, you put on a hoodie, a sweatsuit, you go to bed, and you wake up 4 or 5 pounds drenched in gross sweat.
But it works.
Yes, it cuts the weight out.
Now, how do you go about dehydration and all of that when you're cutting weight? Is that ever a factor?
So that's a big reason why I try to do it all in one day. this
Okay,
time around,
that makes
because,
sense.
I mean, it's even got to the point where even those shaker cups, you're trying to open, your hand completely cramps up because you're opening and you got no water flow to your body. Oh, yeah. It was bad after this last, I weighed in, I think I got a whole 2 gallons of water overnight, didn't pee once. It was a good time.
Oh my god!
But I felt great.
I felt great.
I felt great, man.
Now, whenever you're whenever you know who your opponent is, what does that mean for training camp? Does an opponent ever dictate how long you start training camp before that bout? How does that work?
So it's not because this is my job and my career.
Yeah.
I'm always training.
Okay.
I should say. The biggest thing I think I lack in is diet because I love my food. I love my sweets. I love all that.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'd say because I do train so much and genetics probably play a factor, I do get to stay a little closer to weight. But not too often does it change up. You know, it's the same stuff. You go work your jiu-jitsu. You go work your wrestling. You go spar at other gyms. You know, it's the same routine. I'd say I definitely have a mental change where I can get a little more serious about it, but to that aspect, not too much, no. I know a lot of people do a lot of research on their opponents and whatnot. I am not one, I will research them, but I don't like to watch too much.
Yeah.
Because when I fight, then I'll pick something, and then I'll only watch for that rather than just doing my game, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. You're
So
shortening
I'm
yourself.
a much better, almost improv. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it works better for me to that aspect, but every fighter is different.
Now, do you have like a 24-hour window before the fight of the day before preparations? You know, is there any type of, meditation, any type of reflection or anything for you?
Food.
That's it?
You know.
Seriously?
Not too much. A lot of rehydration.
Yeah.
No, I don't have routine. The only routine I used to have was after the fight, I'd like to go to IHOP.
That's awesome.
But I mean, before a fight, I watched Good Will Hunting one time. It just randomizes, and that turned out really good. So, Good Will Hunting's
a thumbs up, yeah, a 5-star movie.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
That's really cool. It's just fascinating to hear that stuff because some, interviews I've listened to, it's like kind of a little different, But hearing how you approach things is really unique. I mean, really cool, and not even unique, but just really cool. It seems like you have more of a level head when you go about these instead of 1,000 miles an hour just ready to snap all the time.
Try to make it a norm.
Yeah.
I mean, and it almost goes back to the training with jiu-jitsu, when you are consistently in that uncomfortable spot, that doesn't become an uncomfortable spot. It becomes a normal place of work.
Because
for
you normalize it.
Yeah, and you're relaxed. You know,
Yeah.
you've been here before. You've survived this 1,000 times before, right? I'll survive it nice, relaxed this time.
So how did you get into the fighting world? Was there an influence on you, or is this something personally that you always wanted to do?
I was an ADHD kid.
Okay.
That was absolutely just all over the place. No sports really worked out for me. I started in Taekwondo and did that forever and did dozens of traditional martial arts from that time because before martial arts was a fad or a big thing around here. So we would have all the old school guys go around train. I switched over to MMA about 15, I want to say. I went to the War Room.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, and this is with Taekwondo. I was at an Olympic level. You know, I was at a very high level. I trained very hard for it, and I didn't like the sport. It was becoming very watered down. So it used to be almost full contact, and it got less and less, and to the point where they're not allowed to kick each other in the face. Yeah, it's why you learn how to kick to the head.
Why?
But
That's a little different. Okay.
Get disqualified for kicking too hard. You know, that's.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Anyhow,
okay.
I went to the War
That's
Room.
a whole nother podcast.
Yes, not for me. And I went to the War Room and threw some kicks, and I remember the person at the time told the coach there, "Hey, don't take it easy on him." And I got hit, and I dropped down, got right back up, threw another kick, got dropped right away. I was like, "Oh, this is reality. This is what I want to learn." You know, this because again, going back to the personalities and weirdness of it, if you, it doesn't matter if you know how to do the technique, if you can fight well. Jiu-jitsu, MMA, it doesn't matter how weird you are, you know. If you're good at the technique, it's yours, right?
Yep. That's really cool. Man, this has been really awesome to hear more, but this is the most I've learned about the fighting world ever.
I could talk a lot.
No, I got to ask you, were you ever a UFC guy watching it, or were you someone who's kind of because I love the original UFC. I mean, that was a lot more dangerous, I'm sure, but just watching that, I mean, Ken Shamrock was just a beast. His brother was awesome, too.
The first time I met Ken Shamrock, he shook my hand and apologized for his son. Weirdest thing, I was supposed to fight his son once.
No way!
His son backed out in the week of weigh-ins.
Yeah.
They got a replacement, and Ken Shamrock was there. And I never met the guy, and it was the most sincere handshaking, sorry. And I was like, I don't care, dude. I mean, I'm fighting out of the way. But, yeah, very weird first meeting. That's a tangent on that aspect.
Yeah.
But I forgot the question.
No, it was just how UFC's, how that sport. I didn't know if that was ever an interest.
I don't watch a whole lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd. Like I said, I'm an athlete that doesn't. If I watch it, I'll watch my friends fight. You know, because I want to support them and see what happens with that. But then I'm like antsy. Why am I not doing this? Why am I not in the cage? You know, I'm the kind of guy that prefers to sit at home and play video games. You know, I like to be nice and relaxed.
That's super cool, man. That's just really fascinating. I mean, super fascinating. And now, getting back to Alton Family Martial Arts and Fitness, whenever you're teaching, this is a gotcha question, but I don't mean for it to be. Whenever you're working, who do you like to work with the most? And I should maybe phrase it a little. What do you find the most intriguing and most rewarding for you? Is it working with somebody that's never got rolled around before? Is it working with someone who's done this for years and is finally at the breaking point of pushing forward?
This is one that's hard to measure because there are a lot of rewards.
Exactly.
There's nothing quite like the athletic kid that does do that high-level athletic movement. Maybe it's just a forward roll even for the first time. That it's the realness of their emotion there. You know what I mean? They're not beaten down like adults are.
Yeah.
They still have it. But it's that realness of them actually being proud of themselves, them being all hyped up. But it's still cool to see. I mean, I got a kid there that started at 16, I want to say, start off as a chubby kid. Now he's the flamboyant, strike-flicking, skinny, tall kid, you know, that enjoys everything that he does. The transformations are the coolest part, I will say. Because I'm very much a character-based person. I like to see that huge change of
That's how I am too.
Persona,
100%.
Whether it be physical, mental, emotional, what have you. And the different conversations and stuff that I have with them and the way they react to things. You know, how things affect them is cool to see. Or not affect them, I should say, anymore. It's very cool to see.
You know what? It's two different sports, but that's how I am with soccer. If I can see a character change and really see you coming into your own, that's for me, one of the coolest things out there and really one of the most rewarding. It's cool to just see the crossover in completely different sports. Soccer, you get blown on and you're out on Highway 70 grabbing your knee, you know?
You're rewarded for it.
You're rewarded for it with a little cheddar. They hand out the cheddar and you keep moving down the road. Hey, getting back over to the programs, I wanted to go through the classes again that you're teaching, just in case folks, if you want to go online right now to altonfma.com/programs, you can follow along with these really great courses being taught. Cort, go ahead. Which classes do you teach again?
I teach kickboxing on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5. That's all striking. Mondays more of our technique.
Okay.
Wednesdays is our pads and sparring day. You don't have to spar, but I mean, that's most of the fun in my opinion. You know, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu after that at 6 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. We have beginner class. I don't run that on Mondays, but it's fantastic.
It is. I've heard some good stuff.
It's packed anymore. It's awesome. It's really fantastic. I don't know if the word beginner, because all of our classes are very friendly in that sense, is what brought it in. And I'm going to take this tangent, but it's just really cool to see all the people that you could tell that they were very nervous or intimidated by coming in.
Yeah.
That class, they're in there, they're smiling, they're going head on with it. It's fantastic to see that. I love that addition to our schedule for sure.
Not to put you on the spot, I know I'm cutting off a question here, but whenever you hit a great point, it seems like, you know, for me, there's a lot of individuals that go, like you said, that are nervous, you know, and all that, go into that class. But the bigger question for me is finding acceptance in a group setting. Because for some people growing up as kids, it's hard to find, you know, a group of friends that accepts you or you know, wants to even, you know, kind of look at you the way that the schools are breaking down in social media. Inside your classes, inside your courses at Alton Family Martial Arts, is it almost something to where you're in a part of this kind of overarching, not just a family, but you're developing friends in this setting, I would assume, too, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I thought. I mean, not to take the long way, but I mean, this is really good to build character and just build those interpersonal relationships,
No,
too.
it is, and it's weird for me because, again, I'm not somebody that's really had a lot of those in my life.
Same, yeah.
The gym has been my life, you know, the martial arts have been my life. And I've got these people that don't want anything from me. You know, I got people in there that legitimately want to hang out with just my personality. I'm like, hey, okay, what are we training today?
Right.
No, we're just, I don't know. It's different for me, you know what I mean? But it's cool. It's appreciative. I see these guys that you would have never met if they've never done jiu-jitsu or anything of that sort, and now they're hanging out on the regular. Completely different personalities, you know?
Yeah.
The cop and the pothead hanging out.
Yeah, right. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I think is so beneficial about this, too, because in a world where everyone's getting more and more isolated with it seems like anyway, with social media there, we're still getting more and more isolated. This is a great group to find your own, but also to establish maybe some relationships going forward and friendships and who names it. You know, that's what I find value in, too, is so many people try to find that group or find that spot where they can call home. And, man, Cort, you guys are doing a great job. So whether or not it's kickboxing or youth BJJ, is that
jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, MMA, I run it all.
That's cool, man. And you're always gonna make sure that you're coming to life when you're hanging out with Cort over there on the mat, learning all your business. One last question for fighting for you: is there one fight that you remember the most? And it doesn't have to be a win; it could be a loss. Is there one that always kind of sticks with you, or do you kind of move, or do you have a short-term memory in this?
No, I remember them all pretty clearly.
Really? Okay.
No, I've got a pretty good ADHD out the wazoo for like short-term, not gone, but I can remember like videos in my brain of what happened. I'd say it was one of my amateur fights. Might have been my first legal one, I want to say. Just the way it ended, because I was in mount and I punched him, and it was just the blood explosion was the coolest thing. I don't know. Never seen it before, but it just went straight up.
Like it's a movie.
And straight out.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing, in my opinion, you know, for it. I mean, I've had other experience. I've been on that other end side of taking the punch to the face. I've had negative things, too. I've had one fight lost because I got hit while I was on the ground. My head hit the canvas, and I lost vision. Yep. Everything went white. I didn't know it was a thing. And the doctor came over, and he was like, hey, man, is everything all right? I was like, yeah, I just can't open my eyes. He's like, you're staring right at me. And I had my heart dropped there because, like, I thought I was going blind.
Exactly.
You know? It was just fluorescent. Essentially, it was all fluorescent white. And it took 2 or 3 minutes for it all to come back. But I'd say that was the scariest instance of the MMA fights. But the cool one, the blood explosion.
Yeah, the blood explosion. Blood explosion. Always.
Yeah.
For more information, as always, altonfma.com. That's altonfma.com. Really get involved with this, folks. I mean, on social media, just the group of people tagging your classes and social media posts are just, celebrating personal growth through the gym is the coolest thing to see. Cort, keep up the great work, man. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I told you 20 minutes, and 30 minutes later, here we are still talking.
These mouths, man.
Get on over to that haircut. I know that you've been monitoring pretty closely.
I'll do my best.
James, I will get in again in about a week or two. I'm going to hold my Cort is, making me kind of, we did. Yeah. Very good, honest talk. 9:49, we'll come back with more of our daily show right after this in downtown Alton.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Oh, welcome back. Man, what a great day. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'll just tell you, this day started off great. You know what it is? I'm starting to realize I am better when I wake up earlier. If I wake up at 6:45, the day's over. You know what I'm saying? It's weird for me to say that. Hold on, we aren't talking to Cort Wahle. Give me a second here. Ow. Here we go. All right. Hear me out, though. If I'm waking up at if I truly get up out of bed at 4:45 when Nico, normally my dog, wakes me up, I'm good to go for the day. I, get dressed, I get my hair combed, I eat some breakfast, I feed him, I take him over to my parents' house so he can hang out with the dog so he's not in a cage while I'm at work, all those things. But when I get in here at 8 o'clock, it's like nothing's getting done. I don't know if that's how you guys are. If it is, let me know on the text line, 759-7469. And fill me in. But that's just me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weird guy. On this date in history, got a few minutes for this. But before I do that, I'm behind, so I got to take care of a few things. If you need any landscaping or hardscaping done, you got to call Homes Outdoor Services, 618-670-9843. Ethan was on the show with his son on Friday and offered a hell of a deal. 15% off hardscape and landscaping jobs from now until Memorial Day. That's a great savings. 15 off the top, and Ethan's bids are second to none. What I love about Ethan Homes is the fact that he is that old Americana of a business owner. It's a breed that's going away, folks. You have individuals that just want to hire right when they start a small business. Well, I need people to work for me. Well, listen, it never worked that way. You started a business and you worked and worked and worked and worked and worked, and then eventually someone came along that you could trust to help, with some of the day-to-day. And that's what Ethan does. He lives for working, lives for it, and he lives to make sure that your yard is looking great this summer at Homes Outdoor Services. 618-670-9843, and tell Ethan that CJ sent you his way. On this date in 2005, a date that I remember very well in kindergarten, I was in Sister Petra's class, and this happened. Pope John Paul II, history's most well-traveled pope and the first non-Italian to hold the position since the 16th century, died at his home in the Vatican. 6 days later, I was in Sister Petra's class when 2 million people packed into Vatican City for his funeral, said to be the biggest funeral in history. Blatant history. John Paul II was born in Poland, 35 miles southwest of Krakow in 1920, and then just had a wonderful life, but died on this date in 2005. And I remember sitting in Sister Petra's room again when Joseph Ratzinger became Pope Benedict XVI and began to process to beatify John Paul II in May of 2005. That happened on this date in history. Also, on this day in history, I hit the mute button. In 1989, in an effort to mend strained relations between the Soviet Union and Cuba, Russian leader Gorbachev arrived in Havana to meet with Fidel Castro and have a conversation about maybe strengthening ties. In 1992, a jury in New York found mobster John Gotti, the Teflon Don, guilty on 13 counts, including murder and racketeering, and he would pass away in Springfield, Missouri, while he was incarcerated. Also on this date in history, in 1513, near present-day St. Augustine, Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon comes ashore on the Florida coast and claims the territory for the Spanish crown. He discovered Florida on this date in history. On this date in 1972, the great silent film actor and filmmaker Charlie Chaplin prepared for his first voyage to the United States since 1952 when he was denied a re-entry visa amid questions of his politics. That happened on this date in history. On this date in 1917, President Woodrow Wilson asked the Congress to send U.S. troops into battle against Germany in World War I. In his address to Congress that day, Wilson laminated, "It is a fearful thing to lead this great peaceful people into war." On this date in music, let's take a quick check at 9:58. And we'll start in 2013. A grand piano that was used in Motown Records studios was fully restored and put on display at a museum dedicated to the legendary record label in Detroit. Sir Paul McCartney helped fund the restoration of the 1877 Steinway, which was originally in Motown Studio B and was used to create hits for the names including Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, and more. In 2006, this song shook the world. Gnarls Barkley started a 9-week run at #1 on the UK singles chart with Crazy. The American duo made chart history by becoming the first act ever to reach #1 through computer downloads only. The single was not available to buy in shops until the following week. That's pretty impressive. In 2006, an area in Washington, D.C. called Watts Branch Park was officially rededicated to Marvin Gaye Park on what would have been the singer's 67th birthday. In 2003, soul singer Edwin Starr died at his British home in Nottingham at the age of 61. He formed the Future Tones in 1957 and had the 1970 U.S. #1 and UK #3 anti-Vietnam War protest song, War. He passed away on this date in history. In 2001, Mariah Carey signed the richest recording deal in history. The 31-year-old singer signed a deal with Virgin for 3 albums worth £60 million. The singer had sold over 120 million records worldwide, scoring 14 U.S. #1 singles. One final bit of on this date in history. 2 for you. CBS Records launched the Nice Price series of back catalog albums in the UK. The first batch, priced at $2.99, included early albums by Bob Dylan, Santana, Billy Joel, ABBA, Janis Joplin, and Simon and Garfunkel. In 1977, one of the greatest albums of all time, Fleetwood Mac went to #1 on the U.S. album chart with Rumors. The album is Fleetwood Mac's most successful release, along with winning the Grammy Award from Album of the Year. In 1978, the record had sold 45 million copies worldwide. That happened on this date in history, but coming up after the break, we found out what happened this morning for top-of-the-hour news around the Riverbend.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children.
10:06, welcome back. The Alton, Godfrey area might have experienced the April Fools within between your families, but the weather we had yesterday was no joke. The area appeared to be some of the hardest hit with severe thunderstorms that rolled through the area Monday night. Here's what we know. Ameren, Illinois spokesperson Brian Bretsch said high winds caused an outage on Monday, April 1st. On the evening in Alton. Around 6:50 on Monday, we started receiving calls as well as our system showing us a power outage to 2,500 customers, 192 in Godfrey and 2,322 in Alton. One of the main strikes was lightning that hit a high voltage line and struck another circuit and had the Alton belt line without a power just east of Albee Street. Ameren had power restored within just a few hours. Granite City had a couple of small single outages, and one outage was reported in Hillsboro, the spokesperson told RiverBender.com. We were also told that Ameren remains on alert today, and another round of rain and thunderstorms is forecasted within their service territory. They are offering some tips when it comes to generator safety. Those are available in its entirety on the news story on RiverBender.com. Just click on it, and there is a very detailed list if you have a generator on how to keep you and your family safe. Also in the news today, out of Carlinville, multiple fire agencies battled a serious commercial blaze in Carlinville early Sunday at 4 a.m. The blaze reignited at around 2:30 p.m. later in that same day. A boil order for Carlinville has been in place since Sunday at the time of the posting. The building was destroyed, but it was once a place where businesses stored equipment. Carlinville Fire Chief Jess McKee called out departments from Staunton, Verdon, Girard, Litchfield, Bunker Hill, and surrounding fire protection agencies and districts. Ladder trucks and engines were available throughout the day from the agencies to extinguish this massive fire. Carlinville Public Works Director Dan Held said water main pressure dropped below 20 pounds per square inch due to the fire at the intersection of Wilson and University Streets. Water nearly ran out at the local tower because of the extensive use. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. Also in the news, Sydney Sinks reporting out of Alton that community members can join a conversation called Animals as Carriers of Divine Love on Thursday, April the 4th, from noon to 1 p.m. Thursday at Riverbend Yoga. Flora Van Coten and Sheila will lead the talk about our relationship with animals and how these relationships are viewed in Eckankar, a religious movement that promotes connection between souls. Ekist is the name given to those who practice Eckankar, believe every living being has a soul and can form relationships. Van Coten and Sheila hope that by sharing stories about animals and their connections to humans, attendees will be able to recognize the divine love that animals can contain. For more information about animals as souls, Van Coten and Sheila encourage everybody to visit animalsaresouls.blog. The Animals as Carriers of Divine Love conversation is scheduled from 12 to 1 p.m. this Thursday, April the 4th at Riverbend Yoga. Also in the news, out of Granite City, the Illinois Department of Transportation did announce that road repairs will require lane closures in both directions of Interstate 270 between Illinois 3 and Riverview Drive in Missouri, starting, weather permitting, at 9 p.m. this coming Friday, April the 5th. One lane will always remain open, and all lanes will reopen by 5 a.m. April the 8th, Monday morning. Motorists should expect delays and are encouraged to use alternate routes during this closure. Drivers are urged to reduce their speed, be alert for changing conditions, obey all construction signage, and refrain from using your mobile device while approaching and traveling through the work zone. For IDOT District 8 updates, you can follow them on Twitter at IDOT District 8 or view the area construction details on IDOT's Travelers Information Map on gettingaroundillinois.com. That's gettingaroundillinois.com. Before we take a quick break, it's 60 degrees, and that temperature keeps on dropping out there. It feels like 57 today, a couple of showers and a thunderstorm this morning, otherwise cloudy, and it's going to become windier and cooler as the day goes on. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy. Temperatures should reach 65 degrees today, but folks, I think it already has, and we're just going to see them continue to drop. They will drop down to 38 overnight tonight. A 65% chance of rain still in the forecast. Thunderstorms are predicted in that mix. On Wednesday, a 92% chance that we're getting rain, a high of 46, a low of 36. On Thursday, a high of 49 degrees, a low of 34. And on Friday, a high of 55, a low of 31 degrees. A 25% chance of rain on Friday. On Saturday, we're warming up again, a high of 60, a low of 40 with no rain in the forecast. For time and temperature throughout the day, give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Lane. He is your local State Farm agent. Before I take a quick break, Hainer Library is doing some great things. Hainer Library is giving out solar eclipse glasses, and they're almost all gone. 2,500 of those bad boys. Plus, all of the folks that are walking in and out of the doors are realizing in this community that Hainer is nothing more than the door to everything. The door to adventure, the door to, reading some very fascinating books and getting entrenched and away from the craziness that the world's given us lately. I mean, you and I live in this world. We know what the big four news stations are telling us each day. I'm oblivious to it on purpose because less stress equals more happiness. And it could be the same for you. Find your escape in books, the audiobooks, the ebooks, you name it, the resource guides. Plus, discover and unlock your family's history with the genealogy and local history department with their branching out classes. There's a ton you can do with your Hainer Library card, so all you have to do is go to HainerLibrary.org, click on the How Do I tab, click on sign up for a library card, you put your address in, and then within an hour, they're calling you and saying, hey, come pick up your library card. It's ready to go. HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. And once you stop in, as always, don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you their way. We'll take a quick break, but before we do that, let's take a look at downtown Alton and see how our skyline's looking. We'll come back with more of our daily show after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance Insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Yeah, 10:15. Welcome back. Tony Allen back in studio. Cheap AF videos, but the big part of this is the Total Eclipse of the Heartland. And you brought some hardware.
Sure did.
8K, 4K, HDR, a disc-free console, because who uses those damn things anymore anyway?
It's crazy. It's all changing, right?
Isn't that wild? I mean, people were spending $60 at least for some of these, and then whenever Sony got their online database and Xbox did, I'm like, why did I spend the extra $100 on a disc drive?
It's wild, man. Like, I can't believe how quickly it's all changed. And I remember in 2015 when I started recording music, and I asked a friend, like, do you want me to burn a CD for you? Oh, I don't even have a CD car in my car. It's all digital, all through MP3.
You're
like,
right,
I'm like, dude, like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you? I had no idea. And I found out real quick, and I started burning CDs. No one even had a CD player in their car anymore. I'm just like, whoa, I am behind.
They're like, no, we still have the 8-track in there though.
Oh man, that was really a wake up.
We live in an interesting time because everyone thought the technology age was going to hit in the 2000s. It started,
yeah.
But man, the last 7 to 8 years is when we really got in the street.
It's insane, man. Insane.
Well, now you have the chance to win this bad boy.
That's
Look
right.
at that. That was a weatherman look right there.
That was great. It was nice.
This is on for a raffle over here, and you have to be at the event to win.
Correct. Yep.
Now, fill us in. When is the event again? April the 8th.
April 8th. The gates are going to open at 10. We're going to start at 11, and we've got anywhere from 3 to 4 comedians, including Rafe Williams from the Rizzuto Show, but Carol Johnson and Sandy Bernstein. They are terrific, hilarious, awesome comedians. They're all on my show, the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show that we do together. And then after that, we're going to have the Eclipse, I guess, and then we're still not 100% sure we're going to announce this, but then we got Steve Ewing, and then we've got our short movie Mazel Tov, which is worth the admission in itself. But yet you pay $50 for an all-day thing. You are absolutely included with this PS5, with the chance to win this PS5.
Well, and when you say all day, you really mean all day.
Yep, we're starting at 11, and I think we're going till at least 8 o'clock.
Well, I like that because, it's been quite about 7 years since we had a real full-on Eclipse. And, but to see now that you're making a day out of this makes it really fun.
Yep.
I mean, it makes it almost a mini holiday.
That's kind of, and a lot of people are supposedly calling off, and schools are closing in some of the areas, and it was funny because even on the Rizzuto Show, Rafe was like, I'm not going to be at work that day because I got a show, so we gave him an excuse to get off the day off work that day.
There we go. I wish I had that luxury. I have no co-host, so I can't say, hey buddy, you got this today. I'm staying in bed.
Right, there's 3 more of you.
Yeah, go ahead. Who gives a damn? I can't do that with this show. I got to get doing it. Hey, but at the event, there's going to be a bunch of fun stuff, too. I know that there's tarot card readings. Fill us in on what's going to be the sights and sounds of the Total Eclipse of the Heartland party.
Yep, we're going to have tarot readings there. Lots of vendors. Games, we got ladder golf, giant checkers, giant Uno, giant cards, bags. One of my favorite things about these vendors, I have to say this.
Yeah, please do.
Her name is Arabella. Arabella's Lemonade and More. She is 7 years old. So does everybody hear that? She is 7 years old, and she's going to be out there selling her lemonade, keychains, and bracelets. And apparently, I think she was Little Miss Prairie in 2023.
Oh, cool.
So she's going for Little Miss Illinois 2024 or whatever.
Right on.
So she's even selling raffle tickets, so hopefully we can help her win that day. But, yep, we got the Gateway chapter of the Paralyzed Veterans
really cool.
coming out.
You have a bunch of variety. You know,
Yes.
because this is and all respect when I say this is kind of a weird day, you know, where
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying, where you can have those unique and different, hardly thought of items, and that's when they're going for the most value. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I really love this.
Thanks a lot, man. So we really, the chances are great. Your chances are great. $50 to get an all-day show and a potential win of this PS5. What they have, we will be selling additional raffle tickets to up your chances.
How much are the raffles?
They're going to be $5 a piece, or 5 for 20. And if you buy our solar glasses, you will get an additional raffle ticket if you buy our solar glasses, which are $10 a piece. So if you buy the solar glasses, you will also get an additional. In addition to your initial ticket, you will get an additional raffle chance.
So let's break this down. $50 gets you all day of entertainment,
Correct.
step one, and you already are entered to win this.
Yep, already entered.
However, you buy a pair of these bad boys. Oh, get over here. Oh, I got it tangled. I'm always getting tangled up. You get a pair of these bad boys there for $10, so you could actually see the solar eclipse.
Correct.
We all remember that very famous picture. I think that was the greatest shot ever. It had nothing to do with politics.
No.
It was just the fact that I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. There we are, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Staring right up there. It was great.
Yeah.
But if for $10, you already have the chance when you bought the ticket, but you get an additional entry when you get the solar glasses. Now for tickets, $5 a piece.
Yep.
And
5 for 20. Yeah, 5 a piece or 5 for 20. So you will get one for free. Is that right? Yeah, 4 for 20. Or no, what is
5
it?
for 20.
5 for 20.
Yeah,
See, I'm
because
getting
you get one free.
Yeah, you get one free. So
Brainstorming.
Yeah. There you go. 5 for 20, and you get more chances. And we're anything can happen. We got we know for sure around 100 people-ish coming, right? So I'm hoping for 200, 300. That's what I've always hoped for, because that's about where we need to be.
What about 3,000?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. But yeah, right now, your chances to win this thing for $50 are very good.
I mean, for $20 to get 5 more entries plus another 10, you spend $80 and you get a ton of entries to win this.
Yep.
And imagine going home and being the winner of this after so many people are in the crowd. It's like winning the lottery.
Yep.
You know, you're going home smiling the rest of the way. It's a can't miss.
That's what I think. No gimmicks, no tricks. Spend $50, come on here and get this thing.
Tony felt so compiled to come in today with this PS5 to let all of you know that this is a legitimate chance. And good luck. I had to get my because I'm gonna shoot myself literally in the foot in 2 seconds. I purchased my Xbox Series X because I couldn't find any PS5s at the time, and I thought, how do I do this? So I went through the Target route and did Citizens Pay, and it was a great deal. Don't get me wrong. But just to find anything now to buy, to buy an Xbox or a PS5, good luck. I mean, you're going to be paying markup out the wazoo.
That's what I think too. That's what I think. So
this is your chance.
Yep.
So take me to the movie. What are we going to see? So it's called Mazel Tov?
Yep, it's called Mazel Tov.
What is this about?
It's about
I'm nervous.
Me and my niece, we find body parts in a shed, and I want to give a special, and if I just real quick too, special thanks to Lynn and Pat Campman for allowing us to film on their property, and just big thanks to you, and big thanks to Nick and Mindy Pastorvich, if I'm saying their name right, and thanks to Chelsea Simplowski, and I want to thank everybody, all my friends, all my family, anybody who has liked and shared for this thing. We really thank you very much. We truly appreciate all of your help and support.
Absolutely.
But we're gonna, we find body parts in a shed. It's a short 7.5 minute long movie. I've already submitted to a bunch of festivals. It's a silly horror comedy. It's just, there's nothing really, I mean, it's PG. There's nothing really intense or graphic or bloody or anything, but so it's
that's a good disclaimer.
Yep. And my wife Susie did amazing makeup on it, so it's great.
Really cool.
Yep.
Well, folks, make sure you bring your lawn chair and join Tony for the Total Eclipse of the Heartland at the Skyview Drive-In. It's located right there on historic Route 66 in Litchfield. And for a once-in-a-lifetime event, seriously, a once-in-a-lifetimer.
It is.
You can create so many memories. Grab the family, bring the chairs out. Food's going to be there as well.
And we're going to have a photo booth to capture every one of those
nice.
magic memories.
So,
Ring Bell Productions, Ring and Bell, they're going to be out there doing that.
Who's doing the food?
The drive-in, they're going to have their
That's what I
concessions,
thought, yeah.
So everything's open.
They got good food.
Oh, yeah, and they have funnel cakes they just introduced, so I'm excited about a funnel cake.
There's nothing more Americana than an eclipse, a movie screening, a chance to win, a PS5, and some funnel cake. I just want to throw that out there.
You get it.
I do. I do. With that being said, how's Cheap AF Videos coming along?
We're doing great. We have grown exponentially since we have last met. And one of my things I'm really excited about, and I said I wasn't going to do it, so I wasn't going to do any more remakes, but the opportunity presented itself, and I could not pass it down. We are very, very excited for this. We will be producing the new House on Haunted Hill remake.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and we got some, I can't say any details yet, but the director has said we've got a few iconic actors who are involved, and also what's really cool is that the original 1959 house, where they filmed it and did that Vincent Price, all that stuff, will be featured in this movie.
Oh my God,
yep,
that's a big deal.
Oh yeah, so us,
wow.
SoCal Studios from Dustin Ferguson, who just put out Spider Baby, which I know isn't as big, but that's a big movie too. But this one, House on Haunted Hill, we're filming in the summertime, I think, for a 2025 release.
Wow,
Very excited.
Actually newsworthy. I mean, that's newsy.
I know.
Wow.
Because
this is the first remake of this movie.
No, they did one in '99 or something.
I don't remember. No one remembers that.
Yep, it is going to be. We're very excited. Yep.
This is really cool, man. Best of luck with that.
Thank you.
When does production start?
Sometime in summer. I think they're going to
Really
start.
cool.
I can't remember either in May or summertime is when the production and filming starts. But they talked about 2025, early 2025 for the release.
Wow. And what role are you guys playing? You're doing the filming?
We're producer. Yeah, we're going to be producing. We're going to be right alongside producing.
God dang, man, that's really neat.
We're very excited. It's going to be so cool, man. Because that's a great movie. I like the remake anyway, but like I said, it's fine. It's fine. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But and like I said, I don't want to do remakes anymore because that's remakes, a sequel. But man, come on, this is like such a big. Everybody knows this, and Vincent Price, and to have our name on it's so cool.
This is real. Is this your first big Shibuzi?
I don't know because I really think Spider Baby was huge, and The Gifted, which we just had a big premiere last month. It was in March 23rd out in Vegas.
Yeah,
with Ginger Lynn Allen from Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects and 31. That movie is terrific. That was Strange Films, and that's still in a limited theatrical release. We're going to have a showing in Philadelphia, and there's going to be in Tennessee a showing for that too at a Franken-Con Film Fest. That's a Franken-Con is another one of those horror cons. They call it Franken-Con though. And they have
that's so funny.
Yeah, it's
I
awesome.
love that type of stuff.
Those guys are super cool, and they give all these amateur filmmakers a chance to show their movies and everything. So
I like that too. There's a couple of really great organizations around here doing some stuff like that, and it's needed. I mean, you guys work so hard to produce these films because no one realizes when you're in major Hollywood, all it is you're going to a meeting, you're getting a green light, and here's about $10 million to get you started. We'll see you in a couple of weeks and see how everything's going. I mean, it's pretty much handed to you. What you guys do is you have to be your own research team, your own development team, your own production team,
marketing, networking, all of that.
It's terrible. I mean, no one realizes that aspect of it. I mean, Paramount takes care of 95% of the movie. You just got to go show up for work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wow,
it's incredible. I'm feeling very just very fortunate to be just because I got lucky just messaging somebody on Facebook and getting that's really what happened is that I was involved with Strange Films, who was involved with Dustin Ferguson for SoCal did Spider Baby. I hit him up, told him, hey, love to work with you, and the next thing you know we're involved in these movies, and it's fantastic.
That's just wonderful. And now Steve Ewing full band.
Yep, Steve Ewing full band.
I want to just plug real quick. A couple weeks ago I had to go present at the movie awards, and Steve Ewing was out there. Great show.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in for a great afternoon of music, and he's playing the evening?
Yeah, we have him from 4 to 6, but we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think makes it fun about it, because, there's two ways you can go about events, and you know this with what you do. You can be, uptight and freaking out like, oh my God, there's, what if happens there? Or you can just have some not fun with it, but have some creativity with it, where it's like, let's see what happens. If
Yeah,
we get
just
here
go
at
with the
3,
flow.
we'll go here. That's what makes it more enjoyable.
Yep, and this is the thing too. I mean, true story. I had some people that whenever I announced this would be April 8th, they were like, oh, what about this? I've even had somebody say, well, I remember it snowing in April, and I don't care. I've had this plan since then. It's like we've got it here in Cheap AF Videos to where we ain't afraid. And now sounds like the weather's going to cooperate.
Well, even if it's not, this is the Midwest. Yesterday, half of you were on your front porch of your deck with a cigarette hanging out of your mouth, watching a tornado come through. Are you worried about storm on April 8th?
Right.
I'm not trying to. Just true.
You ain't lying. I know. There's supposed to be 70 degrees that day. KMOV's got it at 77 and partly cloudy. So we've got a supposed, real
Kent's
nice
pretty good.
day. Yep.
Kent's pretty good. He's
Yep.
not wrong very often.
There you go. So it looks like we've got great weather, and it's going to be a blast. And speaking of the films and stuff, I wanted to bring this up.
Oh, please do.
We are going to be doing a film fest here soon, and I've talked to the drive-in as well. We haven't got anything nailed down. We're looking like a September-ish, where yes, so if anybody who does any kind of local amateur filmmaking, this is going to be one of those things where you submit to us, and if we pick it, it goes on a film fest where we'll play for, in my eyes, it's just for one night only. And we'll play 10, 12, 15, maybe even 20, depending on how short the movies are. Because that's the thing, really like a short film fest. But I've already talked to people over at Route 66 who are excited about this. So I'm very hoping that we can put like some kind of Route 66 film fest together with us presenting it. And
why do I always think of Route 66 as aliens?
I don't know. We have that for our photo booth. That's kind of our theme.
But I've always thought that too.
That's
like,
really funny.
I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, I always just pictured a flying saucer over there. I don't know why. It's always been me.
I just finished the promo for Ringing Bell Photography. He's doing the photo booth, and one of the pictures is me holding an alien with the UFO in the background. I'm not
don't
even
know
kidding you.
what the heck it is.
Dude, that is so bizarre. I'm like, I can't even get over that.
Well, before I let you go, because we have one more final conversation. That's why I wanted you to come in earlier so we could keep talking a little bit here. How has everything been? What are the conversations you've had just the last month about this? I mean, from where you started announcing here's the event to where we are now, how are you feeling, conversation-wise, and just how's everyone's thoughts about this?
Everyone has been so cool, so excited, so encouraging, so supportive. We haven't really had any kind of backlash, any kind of, I don't think it'll work because of this or that. I mean, it has been, everybody has really seemed to come together and love this, and everybody's done a great job I'm seeing comments and Facebook groups from all over, from Gillespie, Staunton, Hillsboro, even in Carlinville. Everybody knows about this. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's been liking the picture. So it's really going to be an amazing time.
So where are you? Get over there.
Right, please.
April the 8th. What time again?
10 o'clock is when we're opening gates. It starts at 11, but doors open at 10 a.m.
And you'll be there all day for $50. You can stay all day, be entered to win this bad piece of equipment in a very good way. We're just going to be getting you going and having a great old summer. Who needs a bar when you got a PS5? Sit inside and don't worry about a hangover this way.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
And there's so much more that you can discover over here at this Total Eclipse of the Heartland event with Tony Allen, Cheap AF Videos. We're going to be talking more, I have a feeling, with all the news and stuff that you're working on.
Yes.
Keep me posted on that remake of the Hill of the
House on Haunted Hill.
Thank you. I'm getting tired.
Get
today.
ready for that, people. It's going to be great.
It's going to be wonderful, and you are more than invited for that as well. But we got some time until then, and Tony and I are sure going to chat up. For more information, cheapafvideos.com. That's cheapafvideos.com. Tony Allen, thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Before I take a quick break, we started a conversation with Centerstone on this show, Tony, and I think it's really cool because, on radio, they told me, don't talk about politics, don't talk about abortions or guns or mental health, don't talk, and guess what? I've broken every one of those rules and did pretty well with it. The reason being is it's how you talk about things.
Yeah, right.
If you're going to raise awareness, it's a ton different than just targeting a group of people.
Agreed.
And on the first and last Wednesday of each and every month, we partner up with Centerstone, and we have these very wonderful conversations on their substance use disorder treatment programs. And if you're looking for a fresh start for the road to recovery, a life free from addiction is truly possible. And it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages, with a commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives. Centerstone's clinicians use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs. Tony, this means you aren't getting that handed down, well, we did this for 10 years, so we're going to keep doing it. It's based on the latest science and tailored for you. Listen, addiction can happen to anybody, but so can recovery. You can start working towards your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org, or by calling 1-877-HOPE-123.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Kathy, Renee, and a health and wellness fair that awaits you on the 20th of April at River Church. Let's get the latest. How are we doing this morning?
Great. How are you?
You know, I wish I could have slept in today. This was like perfect Saturday rain weather. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
I think I'm just lazy, to be honest with you. I'm starting to really identify my problems on this show. Coming up on the 20th is the Health and Wellness Fair. Now, fill me in. This is really cool. I love that we're having more of these events to where we can better help ourselves, help ourselves.
Yeah. So Kathy and I both work at Alton Memorial Hospital, and we had networked with another person from
Riverbend Head Start.
Riverbend Head Start. And just to kind of connect Crystal with Kathy. Kathy was new in her role. And we were all sitting around just talking about different things available in the community. And we were just like, we should have a fair. And then it was birthed.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so we just threw it together and picked a date and
just kind of been chugging along this entire time. I mean, really.
Well, that's what you got to do for something like this. There's just a lot of moving parts to fairs, and especially one like this, because, when you have a spring fair, that you can call 85 popcorn vendors. But for this, what was your guys' kind of repertoire for finding health and wellness vendors from the area?
Pretty much anything, mental health, substance use, anything in the area that we have relied on in the past for different patients that we have worked with.
So one of the things that we do at the OB is we take part in the ILPQC, which is the Illinois Perinatal Quality Collaborative.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of different metrics or initiatives that the state puts out and they ask us to take part in. And one of those is birth equity. So it's really just, it's opened our eyes to see like where the needs are in our community. So as we shared, this is what this company offers and how do we get people from here to there with a ride. And I just thought, wouldn't it be great to put it out there where people could come to one place and learn about all the different resources that we have right here in our own community.
We do have quite a few.
We do.
And that's what I think is really fascinating about this is because sometimes folks, I don't think, realize all of the different opportunities that could await you if you're, in the middle or in the midst of a crisis or something's going on. And it's good to have these so you know the information before you kind of need to know it.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so with that being said, from 10 a.m. until noon, you're having a car seat safety check. And then after that, fill me in throughout the day of all the other services and all the fun that's going to be had.
Yeah, so the resource fair will be open from 10 until 1. We are hoping people will register, so we kind of have a rough idea of how many sack lunches to have available. We feel like one of the greatest needs in the community is food. So how can we get them to come? We're going to give everyone that attends the fair a sack lunch. So the River Church has graciously offered to donate all of the food and the venue. So the building that we'll be in is the Snyder Center.
Oh, really cool. Yeah.
So we'll be there, and it's been donated to us, the time, the space, the tables.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So we have, and that's a great resource too, right there. So we have food that will be donated, and then there'll just be vendors or different companies set up with tables. And I'll be there for lactation support. So I'm a lactation consultant, one of the roles that I fill at the hospital. And then we have doulas that are coming. We have our warm handoff program that's coming. We'll have Narcan available for people.
What's doulas? Can I ask that?
A doula is someone who supports a birthing person through labor.
Okay, really cool. Yeah.
So, and there's we would love to see more doulas in our hospitals, but we're not seeing that. And I don't know if it's a disconnect of we don't know where doulas are. Maybe we don't know what financial resources are available for a doula, if there are any.
It's a pretty important role. I mean, that's a very important role.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
And then there's other doulas that also support people postpartum, through pregnancy, through their labor and birth, and then also postpartum. So those services will be there to kind of share some information that they have. We have the Jewel Ride coming.
That's a really important service. That I hope more and more people utilize because Jewel Ride does a great job of getting people to and from, especially when they need it too.
They really do,
Yeah.
absolutely. And Toppy's just amazing, the gentleman that runs it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, before we move on down the list of things coming up, I do have to take one last break of the show, but I wanted to ask you, what's fluoride varnish?
So that is a fluoride that is painted on children's teeth.
Okay.
And it's to protect their teeth from
Okay.
decay.
So,
time.
and then some of the other things like lead testing, I'm just reading through. Are those all for dental hygiene and things like that? Or
So lead testing is actually they typically poke the finger.
Okay.
And it's a small blood sample, and that will tell whoever's testing it like what that person's lead level is. A lot of houses here, especially in our area, could still have lead paint. So there is the risk of exposure to children, especially, and I think that's primarily what they'll be focusing on is testing
really
kids.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool. That's what I was kind of curious about because with all the older houses and some of the 1950 paint jobs that some of them still have. I mean, not being funny, but there's a lot of concern with that.
Absolutely.
Man, this is really cool. I'm picking this up here. We got more to talk about. It's 10:44. It's 60 degrees out there. But before I take a quick break, Alton Little Theater are ready to start their 91st season, and you're invited. Now, it ends, the 90th, they just had their 90th birthday. It ends with Singing in the Rain. That's coming up in just a few short weeks, and it's already selling out, so get your tickets. But the 91st season opens on April the 28th, actually. They're doing acting classes for the youth performers of the area.
That's awesome.
So if you have a middle school age child or maybe even an elementary school age child, if I could talk today, I do get paid to do so, you can register them for these classes. They're really important and powerful, and they teach the kids all of the important fundamentals of performing, like how to do an audition, those important things. Now, mark your calendars for June because the little ones and you and the Disney lovers in your life will love their Disney adaptations that start out with their Disney tribute show, the Disney pancake breakfast, all the fun that comes with it. It awaits you at altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org. And don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you. Get over here their way. We'll come right back with more of our daily show after this.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
No kidding. 10:48. Welcome back. Health and Wellness Fair coming down the pipeline on, 18 days. We're here. Okay. So how long did it take to set this up?
Well, I think we really started planning October-ish was when we had our first meeting with Crystal. And then it just kind of became something. We had our first team meeting December 1st while we just kind of worked out some logistics through emails. And so December was when we had our first team meeting, and then we ended up doing another one like January, and we're just kind of coasting now.
Yep.
We've put out our flyers, we have QR codes and links for people to register. So right now we're just trying to get more vendors and people to sign up.
Do you have a deadline for vendors?
No, honestly, there's
nice.
It's free to participate. So if any companies out there, anyone who's specifically wants to make a difference in our community, so we don't. My hope is that it doesn't end up with the wrong people showing up. Right now, we have a great list of people to come and participate, but we want people that are coming to say, like, this is the service we offer for maybe elderly. We've got a lot of stuff focused around pregnant and young families, but maybe if you specialize in providing, maybe meals for the elderly or transportation for them, or
pretty much any kind of social determinant, like housing, transportation, food, anything like that, that we want to get the word out.
Yeah. Well, and it's very important, especially that little blurb that you just spoke about in terms of, especially for younger mothers out there. And this is a great opportunity because some of those services, and even calling and asking, can get a little nerve wracking because you're going, do I get charged for making this phone call? Do I, do I have to stop in and really see somebody to talk about this? This is a great spot to really have some of those FAQ questions answered.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really cool. And now take me through some more of the resources that are going to be available.
So we've got Amare coming, of course.
Oh, yeah, they're wonderful. Yeah, Ty does a good job.
Ty does an amazing job. They're going to be there with a table to talk about all their peer support that they have for people with substance use disorder. What else? Of course, Head Start.
There's Momentum Lactation. They're another lactation consulting group that will be there to offer some information about their services.
Melina Healthcare is going to be there to talk about insurance.
So you guys got some big power players. I mean, I'm not being funny, but it's, with this, I mean, you're really getting some good, valuable insights when you go.
Right.
That's amazing. And now, is who's the best contact to reach out? Let's just say maybe there's an older adult healthcare service out there that wants to be a part of this to let the population know.
That would be me.
Oh, well, hello.
Yes, hello. So they can email me directly, and my email address is my name, so it's Renee, RENEE .Stromatt, STROWMATT @BJC.org.
There you go.
Yeah, so if they email me, I can send them the link to register for a vendor spot.
Yeah.
I don't really consider them vendors, but it's just the easiest way to say, like, have a table.
It's a catch-all term. Yeah, that's a good term. It's a good term. And when you go, I think this is always really important. You got a bunch of great services like car seat and just safety checks. Plus, providing fluoride varnish, that's very important.
Yep.
Lead testing, because, well, we already talked about that. That's a very important issue. And then, I can only imagine how mentally draining it is for younger mothers that are going through lactation issues, and to have some conversations, maybe some resources. That's a huge benefit too.
Yes. Absolutely. It is.
And I wanted to ask you about the fitness and diet coaching. Is this going to be for younger children too? Maybe little scooters going out and...
I think it's going to be for everyone. So Amy Smith from Cross Train 180, she's going to be coming. And Amy, if you've never met Amy, Amy's a little fireball. She has great energy, but she has a heart and a passion for helping people with their health and their fitness. So I think she will be offering, kind of teaching people about what are some of the healthier options to eat, how to move your body in a way that doesn't necessarily require a gym membership, so things that will help people who maybe don't have the resources to go sign up for the gym or,
Yeah, no, I think this is just wonderful. And then it's always good to be able to do this, when the sun's shining and people can go out and learn about resources that can really help them down the road.
Yeah.
And now, how many vendors total?
As of right now, we have 18.
Wow.
But, I'm really hoping that we get a whole lot more after this show.
So we need about 20 more of you, and there's tons. I mean, just absolute tons of you. And you reach out, Renee, RENEE.Stromatt, that's STROWMATT at BJC.org to get signed up.
Yes.
It's free.
Free.
Yeah, when's the last time you heard that?
Yeah, free to come, free to participate. Like, yes, please come.
And then a big shout out to River Church, too, for providing the space, the food. That's really cool whenever you have a venue that's really stepping up and being a partner of the event as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think overall, all of us involved have such a heart for helping people get connected.
Yeah.
And we want them to know that there's great resources out there. We don't want anyone to feel like they don't have access to care, access to a particular resource. We want them to know that, like, everybody is welcome.
Well, and I've said this the last year, just doing all the mental health segments and things that I've done, is you learn all of the resources that are available, but until then, it's hard to find them online sometimes too. And to go to a place to know, hey, if something gets rough or this happens, X, Y, Z, B squared, you know that you can call such and such. You can call, a different organization. And that's why I love these type of events, because it's need to know information before you need to know it.
Yep.
And are you guys planning on a round 2 of this?
I think yes. I think, we're learning what we don't know.
Well, no, this is tough. Events are hard.
Never done this before. It literally just happened.
Yes.
I was like, I think we just planned a community health fair. So it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I think sometimes that's where the best ideas are born.
I agree.
So I think we'll learn as we go what we need more of or less of. Definitely, I think we know that we need more marketing. We need to get it out there to more people so that the community knows that this is happening. It's an easy way to go and just get so many resources without having to make an appointment, and make it to the appointment and maybe pay for the appointment.
Wait for the call back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Different places, absolutely.
I just love it. I think this is going to be a long-standing one. That's why I had to ask you the on-the-spot question. Round 2, potentially, if we all show up and get all the resources that we could possibly have, and then just supporting some great vendors and really getting some great insights, too. This is fun. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today.
Having us.
For more information, email Renee, RENEE.Stromatt, that's STROWMATT at BJC.org. We'll make sure to link it so we get about 5 to 10 more of you, maybe even 20 if I'm in a good mood today. Everything goes well. Normally when I'm in a good mood, things go great. So let's be happy today. 20 more vendors and about 2,000 of you heading over to River Church. 3401 Fosterburg Road, April the 20th, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. for the Health and Wellness Resource Fair. Thank you all so much for your time today.
Yes, thank you.
We'll take a quick break, 10:56 on this Tuesday morning. We'll come back and we'll wrap up the Tuesday it was right after this on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it all home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I laughed when you left.
Welcome back, 10:58. Little bit of change on this Tuesday morning. You know, while I have you, I do just want to say thank you very much for just the great 4 months we've had. From January 2 to, because that's when the live show started back up, January 2 to April 2, 455,000 viewers. And here's what, just so I can explain this, because I always got a competitor watching the show, has nothing to do with Facebook, YouTube, any of those things. I don't count those. Those are just ways that we simulcast to make sure if you're scrolling through that you can stop and listen for a couple of minutes. And I always like to make that point clear. But on RiverBender, just on RiverBender alone, or where these numbers are coming from, it's how many people are dialed into our community, how many of you care. And it's not about me. The show isn't the CJ Nasello show for a reason. It's our daily show about all of us. Whether you're in Edwardsville, Collinsville, Granite, you name it, we're going to find out all the cool stuff you're working on, and you're always more than welcome to come tune in and learn more about your community. So it's looking pretty good for us. I think that we're going to hit 2 million this year and keep on growing that way. So to all of you that have tuned in and really helped support the show, thank you so very, very much. And on that note, we're out of here today. That's for sure. So on that note, we got a great lineup of shows tomorrow. And on that note, just try your very best to, stay out of jail.